The vast darkness of space stretched endlessly, broken only by the soft blue-white glow of the human warship's engines. Commander J. Park stood motionless, his eyes fixed on the holographic display that flickered with incoming data streams. The HMS Thunderbolt glided silently through the cosmic expanse, a sleek predator waiting for its moment. Lieutenant Yoon Kim's fingers danced across the quantum interface, her movements precise and calculated. Sensor readings painted a complex picture of the surrounding space. Something was approaching, something alien and unfamiliar. "Commander," she called out, her voice steady despite the tension building in the bridge, "we're detecting multiple unknown vessels. Configuration doesn't match any known galactic registry." J. Park's hand rested lightly on the command console. His military training had prepared him for moments like these, first contact scenarios that could turn dangerous in the blink of an eye. The crew around him moved with practiced efficiency, each person locked into their specific role. The alien ships emerged from the starry backdrop like ghostly shapes, their design unlike anything humanity had encountered before. Smooth, almost organic-looking hulls that seemed to shimmer and shift, reflecting the distant starlight in ways that defied traditional spacecraft engineering. "Incoming communication attempt," announced Specialist Kim Sung, the communications officer. His fingers hovered over translation algorithms, ready to decode whatever message might come. The alien vessels moved with an almost elegant precision, approaching the human warship in a formation that suggested both curiosity and caution. They seemed to be studying the HMS Thunderbolt, scanning its exterior with invisible sensors. Commander Park remained calm. His years of space exploration and military service had taught him that first impressions could be deceiving. Humanity had learned, sometimes painfully, that alien encounters were rarely straightforward. "Maintain defensive posture," he instructed, his voice calm and clear. "Full sensor sweep. I want to know everything about these visitors." The bridge crew responded instantly. Weapon systems powered up silently, quantum shields flickered to life, creating an invisible protective barrier around the ship. To an outside observer, nothing seemed to change, but every system was now prepared for potential conflict. Lieutenant Yoon continued monitoring the incoming data. Strange energy signatures danced across her screens, technology so advanced it seemed almost magical. The alien ships were sending out complex signal patterns, seemingly attempting communication. But something felt wrong. The signals didn't follow any standard communication protocols. There was an underlying complexity that suggested more than a simple greeting. Commander Park recognized the subtle signs. These weren't casual explorers. These were beings calculating their next move, testing the boundaries of an unknown encounter. The HMS Thunderbolt represented humanity's most advanced deep space technology. Every system, from its quantum-locked weapon arrays to its adaptive shield generators, represented decades of human innovation and strategic thinking. Space around the ship seemed to grow tense, like an invisible string about to snap. The alien vessels continued their approach, their movements suggesting a mixture of scientific curiosity and potential threat. One wrong move could spark an interstellar incident. One misunderstood signal could turn this moment of first contact into a devastating conflict. Commander J. Park watched. And waited. The universe held its breath, the tension on the bridge of the HMS Thunderbolt grew thick as the alien vessels continued their approach. Lieutenant Yoon Kim's fingers moved rapidly across the quantum interface, her eyes scanning multiple data streams that flickered with complex readings. "Commander," she called softly, "their energy signatures are unusual." J. Park stepped closer to the display. The alien ships moved with an unsettling grace, their hulls shifting colors like living metal. They weren't following standard approach protocols. Something was different. Suddenly, a series of rapid pulses began transmitting from the alien vessels. The signals were complex, layered with mathematical sequences that seemed to dance between communication and something else entirely. Specialist Kim Sun leaned forward, his translation algorithms struggling to make sense of the incoming data. "It's not a standard communication," he muttered. "These signals, they're testing something." Commander Park understood immediately. This wasn't a simple first contact scenario. The aliens were probing, measuring, calculating. Each pulse seemed designed to elicit a response, to understand the human ship's capabilities. The crew remained perfectly still. Years of training had prepared them for moments of extreme uncertainty. Every system on the HMS Thunderbolt stood ready, quantum shields humming with potential energy, weapon systems locked and loaded but not yet activated. Outside the ship's reinforced windows, space remained vast and silent. The alien vessels continued their measured approach, maintaining a distance that was both cautious and deliberately provocative. Lieutenant Yoon's voice cut through the silence. Detecting energy buildup in alien vessels. Something's changing. Park's hand moved instinctively to the defensive command panel. Shields to maximum. Weapon systems on standby. The bridge crew moved with practiced precision. No panic. No confusion. Just pure, calculated readiness. The alien ships began to emit a strange resonance. It wasn't sound, not in the traditional sense. It was a vibration that seemed to pass through the very fabric of space, a complex harmonic that suggested something beyond simple communication. Specialist Kim Sung's translation algorithms started to break down. "Sir," he said, his voice tight, "these signals, they're not just communication. They're some kind of advanced scanning protocol." Commander Park understood the implications. The aliens were attempting to analyze the human ship at a quantum level, trying to understand its capabilities without direct confrontation. But humanity had learned from previous encounters. The HMS Thunderbolt was designed with multiple layers of quantum encryption, adaptive shield technology that could resist even the most advanced external probing. The tension continued to build. Minutes stretched like hours. The alien vessels moved closer, their strange energy pulses becoming more intense. Lieutenant Yoon suddenly called out, detecting weapon charge-up sequences in alien ships. In that moment, everything changed. The seemingly peaceful approach transformed into something more threatening. The alien vessels were no longer just scanning, they were preparing for potential conflict. Commander J. Park's voice remained calm. "All systems. Battle readiness. Do not fire unless directly attacked." The HMS Thunderbolt became a coiled spring of technological potential. Every system was now fully active, quantum shields creating an invisible barrier of incredible complexity. Weapon systems waited, precise and deadly. Space itself seemed to hold its breath. The alien ships continued their approach, their true intentions still unknown. First contact had just become something far more complicated than anyone had expected. The moment erupted with unexpected violence. A brilliant energy pulse burst from the lead alien vessel, cutting through space like a razor of pure light. Commander J. Park's reflexes were instantaneous. "Evasive pattern Delta," he commanded. The HMS Thunderbolt moved with impossible grace. Despite its massive size, the ship twisted with a precision that defied conventional physics. Quantum-enhanced maneuvering systems responded faster than human reaction times, sliding the vessel mere kilometers away from the initial energy strike. Lieutenant Yoon Kim's fingers flew across her console. "Weapon systems locked and ready," she reported, her voice calm despite the incoming threat. The alien vessels had made their fatal mistake. They believed the human ship would be slow, predictable. Instead, the HMS Thunderbolt transformed into a technological nightmare of defensive capabilities. Plasma-guided missiles erupted from specialized launch tubes. Each projectile was a marvel of human engineering, smart weapons that could adjust trajectory mid-flight, locked onto quantum signatures with mathematical precision. They moved like living things, weaving between space debris and alien defensive systems. The first alien vessel disintegrated before its crew could even comprehend what was happening. Advanced shielding meant nothing against weapons that could bypass traditional defensive technologies. The human missiles struck with surgical accuracy, breaking down molecular structures in microseconds. Commander Park watched the holographic display with clinical detachment. This wasn't just a battle, it was a demonstration of human technological superiority. "Second vessel attempting retreat," Specialist Kim Sung announced. But retreat was impossible. The remaining alien ships found themselves caught in a complex web of quantum-locked targeting systems. Human weapons followed them with relentless precision, ignoring traditional limitations of space combat. Explosions blossomed against the dark canvas of space. Each alien vessel died quickly, efficiently transformed into expanding clouds of superheated particles. The HMS Thunderbolt moved like a predator, calculating and ruthless. Lieutenant Yoon's voice cut through the controlled chaos. All enemy vessels neutralized. No significant damage to our ship. The confrontation had lasted less than 7 minutes. Commander J. Park studied the aftermath. Where moments before there had been multiple alien vessels, now only scattered debris remained. The HMS Thunderbolt hadn't just defended itself, it had delivered a message. Prepare communication broadcast, he instructed. Specialist Kim Sung nodded, configuring the quantum communication array. They would send a clear, simple message to any remaining alien observers. The universe had just learned an important lesson about humanity. Technological superiority wasn't just about raw power. It was about adaptation, precision, and the ability to turn potential threats into nothing more than scattered memories. The HMS Thunderbolt continued its patrol, surrounded by the remnants of its defeated opponents. Silent. Powerful. Unafraid. Space remained vast and indifferent to the battle that had just occurred. But somewhere, in the complex networks of alien communication systems, a new understanding was forming. Humanity was not to be underestimated. Not now. Not ever. The aftermath of the battle hung in space like a silent echo. Commander J. Park stood motionless, watching the quantum communication systems prepare their message. Around him, the bridge crew moved with calculated precision, each team member understanding the critical nature of their next communication. Lieutenant Yoon Kim configured the advanced communication array, her fingers dancing across holographic interfaces. The systems were designed to broadcast a message that would be clear, direct, and unmistakable to any remaining alien observers. Transmission ready, she announced. Commander Park nodded. His voice was calm, measured, carrying a weight that transcended simple words. The broadcast would be more than just a message. It would be a statement of human intent and capability. The quantum communication system hummed to life, translating the commander's words into multiple dimensional frequencies. Mathematical algorithms would ensure the message could be understood by virtually any intelligent species capable of receiving complex signals. This was a defensive response, the message began. We do not seek conflict. But we will protect ourselves with absolute certainty. Each word was calculated. Each phrase designed to communicate strength without aggression. Humanity was showing its hand, powerful, precise, but fundamentally defensive. Specialist Kim Sung monitored the transmission's reach. Complex algorithms tracked potential reception points, ensuring the message would penetrate multiple communication networks across different alien civilizations. The surrounding space remained silent. Debris from the destroyed alien vessels drifted slowly, testament to the swift and decisive action of the HMS Thunderbolt. No additional vessels approached. No counter-communications were attempted. Lieutenant Yoon's sensors continued scanning. Multiple alien communication networks are processing our transmission, she reported. Detecting significant data movement. Commander Park understood what was happening. This wasn't just a local incident. The news of this encounter would spread rapidly through alien communication systems. Humanity had just demonstrated its technological capabilities in the most direct manner possible. The message was clear: approach with respect. Attempt aggression, and face immediate consequences. Specialist Kim Sung noticed something interesting on his screens. Commander, alien communication networks are showing unusual activity. It seems our encounter is being widely discussed. Park remained calm. This was expected. First contacts were always complex, especially when they involved unexpected displays of technological superiority. The HMS Thunderbolt continued its patrol, surrounded by the silent remnants of the battle. Its quantum shields remained active, a constant reminder of its defensive capabilities. The ship moved with a grace that belied its immense destructive potential. Transmission complete, Lieutenant Yoon confirmed. Commander Park nodded. No further action was needed. The message had been sent. The point had been made. Humanity would defend itself. Humanity would remain vigilant. But humanity was not looking for unnecessary conflict. The vast darkness of space seemed to absorb the transmission, carrying it across unimaginable distances. Alien civilizations would receive the message. They would analyze it. They would understand. The HMS Thunderbolt continued its journey, a silent guardian representing the technological might of human civilization. Its very existence was now a communication, a clear, unambiguous statement about humanity's place in the cosmic landscape. Space remained indifferent. But something had changed. The rules of engagement had just been rewritten. The news spread faster than light through alien communication networks. What had begun as a simple first contact had transformed into a definitive statement about humanity's technological capabilities. Across multiple star systems, alien civilizations received fragments of the encounter. The HMS Thunderbolt's swift and decisive action became a topic of intense discussion and analysis. Research stations, diplomatic centers, and military command structures all focused their attention on the small human fleet that had neutralized an advanced alien reconnaissance group. Commander J. Park received encrypted reports from Earth's Deep Space Command. The encounter was being carefully documented, every sensor reading and communication signal preserved for detailed analysis. Humanity had just demonstrated something profound, a capacity for defensive technology that far exceeded current galactic expectations. Lieutenant Yoon Kim monitored the incoming data streams. Alien communication networks were buzzing with speculation. Some interpreted the human response as an aggressive act. Others saw it as a clear defensive maneuver. The nuance of human intention became a complex puzzle for alien diplomats and researchers. The HMS Thunderbolt continued its patrol, moving silently through the vast darkness of space. Its very presence now carried a different meaning. No longer was it just a ship. It had become a symbol of human technological potential. Specialist Kim Sung tracked the information spread. Within standard galactic communication cycles, news of the encounter would reach hundreds of alien civilizations. Each would interpret the event through their own cultural and technological lens. The aliens who had initiated the encounter had made a critical mistake. They had underestimated humanity's technological capabilities. They had assumed humanity was a young, inexperienced species. Instead, they had encountered a civilization that could transform a potential conflict into a decisive demonstration of power. Earth's military command understood the broader implications. This wasn't just about a single encounter. This was about establishing humanity's position in the broader galactic community. The message was clear: humanity would not be pushed around. Humanity would defend itself with precision and technological superiority. Commander Park reviewed the mission logs. Every action, every decision had been calculated. The response wasn't about aggression. It was about clear, unmistakable communication. Respect us. Understand our capabilities. Do not mistake our patience for weakness. Quantum communication networks continued transmitting data. Research stations would spend years analyzing this single encounter. The technological insights alone were worth more than entire diplomatic missions. Lieutenant Yoon noticed something interesting in the sensor logs. The alien vessel's scanning technologies had been far more advanced than initial reports suggested. Yet the HMS Thunderbolt had neutralized them with almost casual efficiency. The ship's quantum shields, adaptive weapon systems, and advanced maneuvering capabilities represented decades of human technological development. This wasn't just military hardware. This was the result of humanity's collective scientific and engineering expertise. As the HMS Thunderbolt completed its patrol route, the ripple effects of the encounter continued to spread. Alien civilizations would adjust their understanding of humanity. Diplomatic protocols would be revised. Military strategies would be reconsidered. Commander J. Park knew this was just the beginning. Humanity was stepping onto a larger galactic stage. And they would do so with strength, precision, and an unwavering commitment to their own protection. The vast darkness of space remained unchanged. But something fundamental had shifted. Humanity had arrived. And the galaxy would never be the same.